I'm about on 10 painkillers.
Yeah, she's 3 sheets to the wind.
And if at any point I look like I'm falling asleep, I promise I'm just listening.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry us today because she's got some painkillers in her system.
Yes. I did air sculpt this week. If you don't know what air sculpt is, it's awake lipo.
Yeah, she likes getting cut. Yeah. So
that's what I've done the past 2 days. And honestly, I feel good. Look, I can lift my arms. And I can turn my neck.
She just can't keep her eyes open.
I just can't keep my eyes open. It's just, I think the thing is, like, I'm a Tylenol type girl, an Advil girl. But anything stronger than that, I'm like,
she's out.
There's just no talking to me whatsoever. I can't take anything strong without feeling like I feel like I'm in Mars right now.
Do you really?
Yeah.
See, I have a big threshold for that because I take like Vicodin or Percocet. Didn't do anything for me.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm dead for like 3 days off of those.
Yeah. Didn't do it,
I seriously can't function.
Only thing I've ever really enjoyed was morphine. Like a morphine drip.
Oh my god.
I had a morphine drip once. Yeah.
Why did you have a morphine drip?
Long story, but
like in a hospital?
Yeah,
or like
no, it was in a hospital.
Or at somebody's house?
No, it wasn't. It was no, it was in a hospital.
Oh, this was a real thing.
Yeah, and it was actually feeling good. I could come and push the button. The front of the nurse said, "Mr. Floyd,
you can't push it anymore.
No more for you.
Stop pushing the button."
Yeah, you know.
No.
Okay, so how was your week though, other than your state of mind now?
I had a good week. I want to acknowledge the fact that our episode on Bite Originals aired, and it did so good.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it too.
It was a lot of fun to watch, but it was also just a lot of like reassurance that we have a really strong community that stands behind us.
Yeah. You know, it was really nice to see people come in and say, "I'm here for the Unfiltered Kitchen."
Yes.
Or I'm here for
Snap.
Snap. Or
I'm here for all three.
Yeah. I can't think. Think Loud Crew. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was really cool. That was very nice.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Really made me feel like, wow, I think that's what this is all about. Like, it's all about community and building that community. And I think that when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. We're doing it. Like, it's working. And that feels really, really good. Just reading all the responses. I have read every single comment. There's, I think, 163 comments. I've read all of them, right? But this was in the highest of my highs.
Oh, yes.
I couldn't respond to anybody.
Well, actually, I read some of them too. I responded to some folks.
I really wanted to go through, and my plan is to respond to everyone, because the fact that someone else took their time out of their day to acknowledge, respond, comment, share it. My plan is to go through and comment back to everyone. But I swear I went in with the best intentions to do so.
And never hit a letter.
And I just never hit a letter. Not one thing got typed. But I do want to say that you guys definitely showed up, showed out.
Yeah, they did.
I'm really, really appreciative. And
you know who I loved? I loved all the ones that said, give them people their own show.
Yeah.
And one girl, I look at the names and I see it's the same name, but I never looked to read the actual name. But there was one girl that she was like, she made like 2 or 3 comments and she said, "Look, we done did all we can do. Y'all better go ahead and jump on them before somebody else comes and scoops them up." So
no, it was now that it's out, now we can actually talk about the experience of doing it.
Yeah.
So what it is Bite is a show that is produced by a digital company called Kin. Kin is where Zaina, my friend Zaina, you guys know Zaina, works at Auntie Funze.
Auntie Funze. Yeah.
Auntie Funze works at Kin. So Zaina said, "Hey, I have this opportunity. it falls right in line with what you and your dad like to do. And I'm like, well, what is it? And she's like, you guys get to cook and argue. I was like, okay, that sounds good with me. And I like did a little bit of research on it. It's a Gordon Ramsay show, produced like it's a Gordon Ramsay produced YouTube show. I thought that was pretty cool. And she's like, come up with your dish. We're gonna pitch you guys. So my dad and I we did a whole pitch. And then they picked us and we were like,
did we do a pitch?
I did the pitch.
Oh, I didn't do the pitch.
I did the pitch and then you got the second round call. Oh. Remember when you got on the call with everybody? You were asking them questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I did the original pitch because, no offense, but sometimes I don't know what he's gonna say. And I just need to make sure we get in the door before he starts saying crazy shit. So I got us in the door, and then when they were like, yeah, let's do this again, let's have your dad on the call, then I was like, okay, Dad.
Go on, Dad, come on.
Come on, Dad, you can come with us. But one of the things that stood out to me when we filmed it was how cool it is to film a cooking show on a cooking set.
Yes. Yeah. Only thing I didn't like was
it. So some shit is fake.
Oh, yeah. Some stuff. No, but you're right. On a set.
I didn't like that.
Where you didn't have to worry about cameras, angles, and all that. They handled all that.
Yes. And you could just cook.
Yeah. That induction oven, that induction heat, you have to understand how that works.
Okay. So like the stove that doesn't have a flame.
Yeah, no flame. It's not flame, it's not electric, it's induction. That's what it's called, induction cooking.
Yeah. Some of it was a little challenging. And then some things like I wanted to use the sink. The sink wasn't real.
Yeah, sink wasn't real.
And then certain things weren't real. So
certain dishes. Like you go grab something
and they're like
and it's stuck.
And they're like
it's glued to.
That dish doesn't move. That dish is a prop. Like so it was definitely like a learning experience for us. But it was also just a really cool experience.
Yeah, it was cool. Everybody there was cool.
Yeah, I really liked it. I told Zaina, do you guys have anything else for us to do? We're there 100%. So please continue to, if you guys have not checked it out, it's on Bite Originals. And make sure you check it out. Leave a nice comment. Give us a thumbs up. And, hopefully one day Gordon will be like, oh, wow, they need a cooking show.
Actually, Chey, I did get a call, and it was from Gordon Ramsay's assistant. They wanted me to be the sous chef, his sous chef.
Yeah.
But I said, well, my daughter's got to come. And they said, well, there's only one. So I had to turn them down.
Wow.
Look, I have more fun with you. Come on.
You're so loyal.
Yeah, you know I go nowhere.
You're just so loyal, Dad. I just could never imagine. Okay. But no, that was a lot of fun. The other thing we talked about last week were trips.
Now, I'm going to say, even though there was a winner and a loser.
Oh, wow. Wow. I think I was sabotaged.
Actually, no, your dish was good. I already know your dish.
I think that I was sabotaged, and I'm going to say why.
But they didn't see that part. You can talk about the burn?
Yeah, I don't care, but I don't care. So my dish got put in the oven at 350.
Who put it in there?
I put it in there.
Oh, you sabotaged yourself?
No, I put it in there at 350, right? By the time I went back to get my dish was on broil high. Okay? Somebody on that set changed it to broil high. So then the top of my cheese got all crispy looking.
Yeah, but you know what? That was only on part of it. And the section that they cut wasn't. And the section that they showed on camera wasn't.
Well, in my head, all I can see is the burnt section.
Yeah, that's all she saw.
I was so stuck. I was stuck on.
I remember she was bothered.
I was like, I lost because of that.
No, I think you lost because I know how to season. Beef cheeks, baby.
Okay, wait, but
I had to pull it out of the hat.
But one of the best things that they created was the beef cheek counter.
The count. Yeah,
the count. Oh, I think I watched that like 3 times.
Yeah.
Everybody, beef cheek. It was like The count was hilarious.
That was the secret. That was the secret weapon. You know, otherwise I wouldn't have been because that's the old family recipe, and it's good. I'm telling you, it's a good enchilada pie.
Okay, well,
it really is.
It is, and if you guys really want to know how he makes it step by step, it's on our YouTube channel. You've made the beef cheek taquitos.
Yes.
So you guys can watch that and then make it enchilada version.
This is true.
It's literally like the same thing.
Yeah.
Except just rolled differently.
Let me see. I did the tomatillo sauce too, right?
Yeah, you did the tomatillo sauce. So if you guys want to see it like in an in-depth, then check out we have a YouTube video of him making beef cheek taquitos. That's why we made beef cheek taquitos. He was so into beef cheek that week.
I was.
He just knew he won.
And let me tell you something. If you guys haven't eaten beef cheek before, you have to go out and get some. Just go to the butcher. I don't know if you can go to Ralph's, but if you go to a small market or a real market like in Santa Monica, something like that, you know, a real butcher, they will have it. If they don't, they grab it. They'll order it for you. It's not expensive. Like maybe, I don't know, $3, $4 a pound. You know, get you a couple pounds, slow cook it, season it. If you want to know how to do it, you hit me on a DM, I'll tell you how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we also said last week that we were going to put up a poll about our trip. This trip that is for food and wine and drinking and for foodies.
And, you know, toes in the sand, cocktail in the hand.
All right. It's down to Mexico and Thailand. And Mexico got the bigger vote.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I love Mexico.
I had somebody hit me up and say, I got Italy money, baby. And I was like, oh.
You know what? I got somebody else who said, look, life only goes down one time. You know, let's go to Italy. Let's go.
I've gotten a few, but I'm so torn because...
No, you know, I say let's do Mexico.
I want to do Mexico because I want more people to be able to come. And then for the next one, maybe it's Italy.
Well, this is the way I'm looking at it. Yes, the more the merrier, because we're going to have a good time. It's more so, I want to go somewhere where I know Mexico. Mm-hmm. I know what you can pull off in Mexico. More so than I know I've been in Italy, I know what you can pull off there. But Mexico, I really know. You know, we always go to Mexico.
Yeah, we love Mexico.
So I'm kind of testing this outfit to see how good they do. You know, you can put an itinerary out there and put some excursions out there, and then excursions can be like, oh man, that was
the one.
Or it can be like, oh man, this is boo boo.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get to
like an Italy.
Yes. Let's see how they do.
Okay.
Because everybody can talk a good game.
Yeah.
And I hope that they do well. And they seem like they're very nice people and upfront. But you got to test it, though.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to claim it now that the trip is going to be Mexico. I'm excited because for Mexico, we can do like tequila tastings. We can do cooking classes. I already found a really good itinerary.
So what part of Mexico do you know?
I'd have to look it up on my computer.
Is it coastal though?
It's by a beach.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. But it had all the things that I would want to do. So I'll show you when we're done with this. Okay. And then if we agree on it, then we'll send it to the travel plate agency. And then we'll go from there and then we'll announce with you guys. But please know, we're going to Italy sometime.
Oh no, we're going. Oh,
okay, we are sometime going.
This is the first round. This is the first round of trips.
Yeah, this is just the tester trip.
Yeah.
We're just testing the waters.
Oh, I plan on now where I work, convention center. Los Angeles Convention Center is where I work when I do work.
When I do work.
The Travel and Adventure Show, which is an exhibitor show that comes around every year. Mm-hmm. They were there this past weekend. I made so many contacts from airfare to. I was particularly interested in going to Belize, which I'm going to Belize.
When are you going to Belize?
I'm going to Belize March, April.
What March, April?
End of March, beginning of April. I got to fit it in TT's schedule.
I can't go.
I think you're gonna be in Paris or something like that.
I'm in Hawaii, end of March, beginning of April, God willing, we're in Paris for Ryder's birthday.
Yeah, that's a little extravagant, but do you think? Yeah. So Vegas.
We're already going to Vegas next weekend.
Yeah, but let's see the Eiffel Tower. Then when you get there,
She's gonna know. She's gonna know. Have you met my child?
All right, that's your word. I'll let you deal with that one.
Yeah. So you got a lot of good connections.
Oh man, met the Belizean girls. You know, I mean, you know, somebody was from the tourist agency, from the hotel. She said, "Look, honey, when you get there and you get a price, you always look him straight in the eye and you say, no. I want the Belizean price. I got to get the accent down.
Yeah, you need to work
on that. Yeah, I got to work on that.
Well, when you go, you have to tell Vanessa and Kyle.
Oh, I'm going to let them, I'm going to call Vanessa in another day or two.
Because Vanessa's whole family lives
I know
there.
that. I understand that.
And she's like, bro, if you go to Belize and you book any excursion,
it's probably her people.
It's probably my cousin doing it.
Okay, believe me, I'm on the phone with her maybe later on today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll hook up. And there's another young lady, IB Jenner. IB Jenner watches this. She's from Belize too. She told me she'd give me some pointers also.
Oh, nice.
She's got is this not a real name? I don't know how to say her real name.
That's her like Instagram name.
That's what I call her.
Wait, what?
Well, okay.
Hold on.
Her name is Epiphany.
Epiphany?
Something like that. I'm messing it up probably.
But how did you get
because her last name is General.
IB General.
And then because it's IB. If I look her up on Instagram, you understand how I get it.
Okay.
I think her last name is General, or it's part of her podcast name. Okay. I got it from somewhere. I didn't just make it up.
You got it from somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so next is I love the responses that we got back about talking about Black history. He even wore all black for the occasion.
Oh. Okay, that works. I'm cool with that. I've got some black glasses.
Did you not do that on purpose?
No, not at all. I'm Gawa, Black Power.
I thought you did that on purpose.
No, I didn't. No, that would have been red, black, and green. I would have bred dashiki or something like that.
Oh, I thought,
No, I was just trying to put on something. It's raining out here in LA. I was just trying to put on something that was cool.
Yeah, you guys should see my backyard.
No.
It's a river. Yeah, it's a flood. It's a real flood happening.
Yeah.
Okay, Black history, guys. We are honestly just gonna jump into it.
All right. So I was thinking about Black history, and are we gonna do Think Loud Crew?
We are.
Then I may save the test for you three ladies.
Oh God.
For Think Loud Crew.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just who are these people and what have they done? Who is this organization?
Let me go get my flashcards.
Yeah, you might have to. Yeah.
They have those, like the black flashcards where it shows you like who invented what and who did what.
Okay. So, when we said this last week, I got a few questions for some people. Some of them I've got to, some of them I haven't got to yet, but I'm going to get to you. A lot of people have questions. What about the speak pipe?
Okay, I'm going to take...
You didn't open speak pipe?
I did not open speak pipe because I've been in a state of coma.
I'm going to have to get a new editor.
I swear to God. I swear, at the same time
I heard
listen.
On Instagram.
Talking about it.
On Snapchat. Talking about go to speak pipe.
Yes, I know, but what happened was, I swear every time I'm like, I can do something, I'm in between the loopiness of my meds. I swear Zach just hands me another one. He's like, go back to sleep. He didn't go back to sleep. But I'm gonna get speak pipe up right after this. I promise you I am. I promise on everything.
Alright, so speak pipe. Can you show me can I put it on mine also?
Yes, I can teach you and you can do it yourself.
I'll put it on mine also.
But I did think people ask me questions.
Okay. You have any you want to share?
Okay, there's one that I want to share that I really actually liked. Not that I didn't like other ones, but one that I do want to share is, I change my hairstyles a lot.
Okay.
And people always ask about my hair.
Okay.
So I had a few people on my Snapchat say, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm white and I have biracial children.
Okay.
What do I do with their hair? Like, okay. What suggestions do
Before
I have?
You answer it, let me just say this to the listening audience. It's okay if your question is offensive. I understand that's not your heart. That's not your intent. So don't worry about the particulars. Just ask your question. This is the time that you can ask in a safe environment.
Yeah.
So don't worry about the politically correctness of it. Okay? The reason we're doing this is to be able to share with you, to make you more knowledgeable, to be able to take something that was maybe a curious thought or a wonder, and now you have an answer. Or do the best answer.
Or your best answer.
Okay, so don't worry about all this.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the little things. We know that, look, if you're a troll and you're trying to take a shot at us, we know that.
We can tell the difference.
Yes. So don't worry about the small stuff.
So at first I went to respond to her just to her, not publicly. But then I was scrolling and I realized I got like 3 more of the same message of, I'm white, my daughter really likes your hairstyle. Can you explain to me what the hairstyle is so I know what to ask for? Or I got another one that said, I'm white, my daughter has hair texture like Ace. What products do you use? So I've been getting a lot of the hair stuff from what I can tell are white women that have black children. White women that have biracial kids. You know what I mean?
Okay, yes.
So I was like, all right, we're all going to talk about it now at this point. Because I can't respond like individually. I mean, I can, but I just felt like clearly this is a conversation for everyone. So one of the first advice that I give to mothers or fathers that have biracial children that have a different hair texture than you is to take them to a black salon.
Yeah.
Walk them into the salon, and I promise you, I can bet you money.
Yeah. They have
if you walk in and you look at them and you say, I'm a biracial child.
You don't even have to say that.
I need help. I'm trying to figure out how to do my kid's hair. Can you point me in the right direction of what products to use? Do I wash her hair every day? No. Like, black hair, we don't wash our hair every day. That's just, it's like a rule. Like, you don't wash your hair every day. But I know in some other places or other people, they wash it every day. Yeah. So that was one of the things that mom did say to me. She said, I know, number one, I'm not supposed to wash her hair every day because that's different than from what we do with our hair. And I told her, don't wash her hair every day. So my number one, all right. So, did you have a good day at school? Mm-hmm. Okay, I love you.
Oh, I think I want a hug too. A hug and a kiss. I just got a high five. Can I get a hug? What's up, baby?
Go knock your homework out.
So let me just help on something a little bit. Mm-hmm. For those that don't understand, why don't you wash your hair every day? So Chey right now has a weave, right?
Except the top of my weave is
How long is your hair actually? About 2.
Come over here.
Is it really that long?
Yeah, I wear weaves because it's a protective hairstyle.
Yeah. So Chey's hair naturally would be curly. Like when you see women with an afro, an afro. Okay, same as mine, same as most black people. The level of tightness of the curl will vary.
Yeah, the coil.
Okay, the coil. So if she washes her hair every day, the reason that you don't see it curled is because she either puts a hot comb on it and presses it, or puts a chemical on it to make it relax and fall straight. Okay? If you put water on it every day, it's going to coil back up. Then you have to go through that hot press every day. And nobody can do that. The hair can't handle that.
Yeah, and your hair can't, like, our texture hair holds grease differently. It holds oil differently than
Caucasian
hair. Okay. So because of that, we don't wash our hair every day.
Okay. I'm just breaking 1 second. Then you continue. First question, Black history. And I'm not going to go into Black history with like a bunch of dates and people. But this particular one I am going to ask you. first, it's not a question, it's a statement. The first self-made millionaire
was black hair product
in the United States
was I know what you're talking about.
As you should.
She created the shampoo and she created the hair products. She created the hot comb. They did a whole movie on her.
Her name is Madam CJ Walker.
Thank you. I was about to say Sally Mae.
Now, the only reason I bring her up is because when we start talking about Black history, one of the things that you have to learn how to do is understand that we are not who we are portrayed to be. We are much more. And our inventions and contributions far exceed what we're given credit for. And that's an example. Out of all the industrial people in this world, the United States, we're still talking about U.S. Black history, not world. The first industrial self-made woman, millionaires, was a Black woman. Now that doesn't align with what they teach us.
And it was for hair products. So and so my biggest advice was to go into a Black salon and ask for help. And I think 9 times out of 10, you'll be met with somebody who is willing to help you.
No, who will be happy to help you. Because there's gonna be somebody that's like, "Oh, honey, you need help. Come on over here, girl.
Hey, let me do the hair
show you what's going on." Okay?
One of the things that I really liked that I've seen, just in a personal level, is Bree from Teen Mom. Bree has Nova and Stella, and Nova and Stella have a different hair texture than her. And I saw one day she posted that she went and took a class to learn how to braid Nova's hair.
Yeah.
And I asked her about it, in passing, and she was like, her hair texture is different than mine. I needed to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's the initiative that people should take when they have children that have different hair textures than them. And especially if you're a non-person of color and you have a child of color, their hair texture is not the same as yours, should not be treated the same as yours. And you can do a lot of damage to their hair texture if you don't educate yourself on how to do it. And I think sometimes, I really think the best way to do that is to go to a salon, a Black salon, and just ask for help. I need help. And that can be humbling. And that can be...
But you know what?
But it's not in a negative way.
If you find the right salon, you end up having a great time.
Yeah, and if you guys need salon options, I have a list. Living in LA, I have great salons that you can go to that they will make you feel so comfortable that they will teach you also how to do it at home so that you don't have to keep coming back to the salon. Salons are expensive, I get that. But I have plenty of friends that are hairstylists that I know if you said, hey, I need that help. I'm not comfortable necessarily just walking into a salon. Can you guide me? Can you show me which one to go to? Can you point me in the right direction? I have like 5 off the top of my head that I know any one of those would be like, Brent, come on. Come over
But
here.
if you happen to be in Australia or Ireland or New York or Kansas City.
I can't help you.
Well, no, then you just go find a Black salon.
You just go find one.
Okay? You go find one. And believe me, you walk in with your child and you just say, please, I just need some help. I'm the mom. I'm not quite sure how to handle her hair.
Yeah.
Which one of you beautiful ladies will help me?
Yeah.
And believe me, somebody's going to come at you with a smile.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because it takes courage and it takes initiative to want to learn. And I feel like that is always met with positivity on the other end. It's when you don't want to learn and you don't want to educate and you start to do things like put relaxers on hair when they're toddlers, and then you ruin their hair and you don't have to put a relaxer. That's when it's like you didn't educate yourself on it and you were kind of ignorant towards it. But I do think that I've gotten the hair question a lot lately. And on my Snapchat, I always have people ask me about hair products that I use for Ryder. I have a saved screenshot that I always send to people. So if anyone wants that, please let me know and I will screenshot it. I mean, I'll send you the screenshot. Like I have it saved to where it's links. You can just go and click the links. Because people ask me a lot about what I use on Rye's hair.
And they ask you what you use on your hair also?
On my hair? No.
Yeah.
I go to the salon. Everybody knows I go to the salon. But I wear protective hairstyles because I shoot so much. I film a lot.
So your hair is really damn hair now?
Yeah. When I take my hair out, my hair does really well in protective hairstyles because I'm not putting heat on my natural hair all the time. I film a lot and I take a lot of content a lot. So my hair always has to be done.
Yeah, gotcha.
If I didn't have a protective hairstyle, I would always be putting heat on my hair and damaging my hair getting ready. So some people's hair doesn't do well in a weave. Some weaves can break people's hair. If you don't have good hair, blah, 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 there's all these things. But my hair particularly does well. So, excuse me.
That's well, next time you have your hair out, let us all know.
You want to see?
Yeah, we want to see.
I take pictures.
Okay. Actually, you have good weaves too. I've seen the weaves out like, that's your hair, right? You're like, nah, man.
Yeah, that's because I got a good girl.
Yeah, you do.
You guys go hit up Jasmine and Extended Beauty Bar.
No, shout out. So, Black history. Let me tell you I kind of wanted to start down this road. The reason Black history is important to me is because when I was younger, there was a saying, and I'm not sure who started. I think it was actually James Brown, the singer. And it was, say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. And, we were just, I'm Black and I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. So I don't remember how old I was, but I was probably around 13, 14 when that first started. And and I embraced it. But then later in my life, I started figuring out, well, what is it that I'm proud of? Other than just being, born, brown skin.
Okay.
Because that's nothing to be proud of. White skin, red skin, yellow skin, you know what I mean? So then I started looking at what we as people have done, particularly in America. I'm going to share with you some of the obstacles that we have to overcome and some of our American history so that you can understand why we are, hopefully understand a little bit about why we are where we are. There was a joke that Chris Rock told, okay? And he was doing his set and a waiter walks through. And he started talking about the waiter, joking, Chris Rock, black man, black comedian. And he started talking about and he's talking about trading lives with the waiter. Would the waiter trade lives with him? Okay? And he was like, shit, waiter ain't trading lives with me. I'm not going to be a nigga. And Chris Rock was like, and I'm rich. And he wouldn't want to be who I am.
And the waiter was white.
The waiter was white. Okay? Now, that kind of sums up where we are thought to be undesirable, in an undesirable position by most of Caucasian. I don't know. I was going to say most of Caucasian America, but that's really not true. But a large enough percentage to where it can affect us. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how it has affected us throughout our history, because again, I want you to understand how we got to where we are. Okay? So understand, we're out on the beaches of Africa doing our thing, and all of a sudden these guys come in, and whether our people sold us off, or whether another African tribe came and captured us and sold us off, or whether the conquistadors came and got us, or the pilgrims, doesn't matter. They took us from our homeland, brought us over here. Okay? So now I'm separated from my mom, my daddy, my uncles, my whole traditions, and I got to learn this whole nother world. All right? So they put us into labor. Okay? Not the first time it's happened in life, but it's the first time that it's happened in life where you've taken people and displaced them over the big blue sea. Because slavery's always existed. Okay? But they took us and uprooted us, so we have no more culture, we have no more religion, we have no more language, we have no more family. Put us in here and they put us to work. Now, I always think that there's more good people in this world than there are bad people. And it just took about 400 years for the good people to come around, finally have enough voice to get us out of slavery. And you understand, the United States was the last country to last industrial or civilized country to end slavery. England had already ended it. England started it. We didn't start it. It had started a long time ago. Mm-hmm. In fact, but England was in it before we were. And that's what got the United States into it. They brought people over here as a labor market. So the whole notion that we're lazy, I just want you to understand, is bullshit. Because up to then, we were the best labor source that they could find. And they could have picked Indians, they could have picked Mexicans, they could have picked Asians. But the reason that they went with black folk is because we were hardworking. And I tend to think a little bit docile.
What is docile?
Docile means not giving a whole lot of attitude. Kind of complacent. Kind of went along with it.
Well, you're also probably being beat to do it.
Well, yeah, but you know what? That would, that.
So I think it would make anybody docile.
Maybe, very possibly. And we were. Don't think that, I've seen history books that depict slavery. And what they kind of did is show the black people kind of having a picnic, maybe doing a little farming, with a hoe.
Oh my God.
But made it look like it wasn't a big deal. But it really was crazy, okay? So even during slavery, they break up our families. They sell off our kids. They breed us as if we're cattle. And we were called chattel. We were actually property at one time. We weren't considered human. Even in the Constitution, is it the Constitution or Bill of Rights? Constitution, I think we are, and it's still today, we are 3/5, it's either 3/5 of a man or 5/8, Negroes. Okay? Not even considered a full person, right?
And that's why they would brand, like the same way you brand like a cow or a horse. You were branded like cattle.
We were simply property. That's it. This Christian-based country, greatest country in the world. So that was kind of our beginning here. Now, what happened is, and this is kind of in the news right now, where Nikki Haley is saying that this has never been a racist country. And, she kind of tripped out because this country has always been a racist country. It has always been the Europeans that have come here have always tried to displace anybody else besides themselves. So they started off with the Indians. As they moved further west, they pushed the Mexicans out. I mean, we're in California. This used to be Mexico. Okay? Basically, they ran them out. Even in Nikki Haley's she's in North Carolina? South Carolina. She's in one of the Carolinas. Mm-hmm. There was a time when there was a large Sikh, which is kind of Hindu. It's not Hindu. I'm going to say Sikh. Sikh people were living there. And there was a large congregation of white guys that didn't like what they were doing. And all they were doing was trying to live, grow in their community. And they ran them out. Basically ran them out of town. Killing. So let's go back to this whole thing about black people being lazy. Okay? Mm-hmm. Part of what happens is, and this is what has happened. Once slavery ended, let's not get to the lazy part yet. Once slavery ended, there were parts of the South that there were actually more black people, former slaves, than white people, the residents. Mm-hmm. So now when you start voting for who's going to be the city mayor, who's going to represent you in Congress, who's going to represent the Senate, the black people were winning the elections. Because just numbers.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm voting for Hank over there. I've been farming the field with him for years. I'm voting for him.
Yeah.
I'm not voting for Master Tom over here. So we were winning elections. Congress, mayor, things like that. Enacting laws, building cities. Okay, I'm going to segue just for a minute because I want you to understand how our history is not told the way it should be told. When there was a couple of mass shootings, mass killings that have happened, like in Vegas when the guy was doing all the shooting, or at the gay club when the guy did the shooting, the largest mass shooting in the history of the United States. Da, 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 da. All that's bullshit. Okay. After slavery, post slavery, many towns were built because the black people said, oh, we're not slaves anymore. We're going to get away from you. We're going to hang out with ourselves.
They built their own towns. They
built their own
banks, their own cities.
Now, you've heard of Tulsa, what happened in Tulsa.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's one of 20, 30, 40 situations. Okay. If you don't know what happened in Tulsa, there was a place in Tulsa called what was the street called? The Black Wall Street.
Black Wall Street.
Okay. And it's because what happened is the people of Tulsa built their own banks, their own post offices, their own stores.
It's like their own place.
Their own place.
And it was all black ran.
And it was all black owned, their own houses, nice furniture, everything beautiful.
And it had money.
Oh, they had money. They were prospering within their community.
Yeah.
Okay. But what happens is when George, the black man, goes and opens up his own store where he used to shop from Hank, the white man, and buy all his goods there, and everybody was buying their goods there. Hank, the white man, was getting rich. Well, when George opens up his store and all his community starts supporting him, now Hank is losing money. Mm-hmm. And Hank's like, hey, I can't have this. And the same thing happens not only with Hank, but it happens with a couple other businesses. Now the people get together and like, hey, financially, I used to like the money that the Negroes were bringing. Now they're not bringing in. We can't have that. So what would they do? They go burn their business down.
They burn that whole city down.
They burn the whole city down. I think there's some like 300 people that were killed that day.
Yeah.
Law enforcement is involved in it. They actually were, the sheriff, the whole 9 yards. The government. That's why black people don't necessarily see eye to eye the government, because the government, on some situations, have not always been on our side, particularly in the South, particularly in small, what you call sundown cities. You know what a sundown city is?
Yeah.
Explain to the people of sundown city.
The way I always thought about it is when the sun goes down, you need to be inside your house.
You need to be gone. you need to be off the streets.
The house.
Yes. Don't be around here when the sun comes down.
Yeah. Even like now, like in Culver City, Zach, he at one point lived in Culver City, and he always calls Culver City Sundown City. And he said there was one night he was out and driving home, and they were like, "What are you doing out? Like, what are you doing here? Why are you in our city?" And he had to show his ID that showed that he lived in Culver City, and they were like, "For you, it doesn't matter. You still need to be inside." Mm. Like, and that's today. You know what I mean? Yeah, like that's today. That's
now. Understand, sundown cities back then. What sundown cities would do is if they caught you out, you're gonna get beat. You're gonna get possibly lynched. It's not gonna be a good day for you. Okay, that's not gonna be a good day. But I'm kind of jumping around. But I just want you to understand kind of what was going on. So back in this time when we were having elections, they talk about January 6th being the first time that the government almost got overthrown. Well, back in, again, this happens to be Nikki Haley's state. It was either South Carolina or North Carolina. There were some guys that were duly elected, had been in office for a couple of years. Well, one day the town just got sick of it, and the white part of the town, and they basically had a coup. It's actually the first time, only time in American history that actually has been a coup, where the citizens overthrew the government, and basically they ran the brothers out of town. They said, "You need to go, get out of here. If you're not going by sundown or by sunset, the next morning, we're just gonna kill you." Okay, that happened in our country. Now you don't hear about that, even when something like January 6th happens. You don't hear about that. Okay, but these are the kind of obstacles that we've always had to overcome. We do the right thing. We get in there, participate, and vote. We get in there and we try to educate our kids. We try to get in there and work hard, build our own communities, and then they burn our community down. And then they turn around, they flip it, and they call us lazy. No good. That we rob, thieve for a living. Okay. When you keep taking everything that we got, eventually we go find another means to get it. Now, in every community, whether it be black, brown, white, red, there's always going to be a certain element that are rich, that are poor, that work, that are crooks, that read, that are illiterate. Now, usually the latter side of that, the illiterate, the poor, the crooks, that's usually a smaller percentage because most people do the right thing, right? Most people are trying to get an education, they're trying to work hard, they're trying to work for a living. But in every system, every society, there's Italian mafias, there's Jewish mafias, there's Irish, Polish. Everybody's got a gangster in their family.
Everybody has somebody.
Yes. So what happens though here in America is that segment of gangster that's in the black community, that's what gets promoted. Yeah. That's what you would think that all black people are like that. Yeah. Okay, and it's just not the case.
I've had people message me and say that my parents' office is a cover-up for a way for us to clean our money because we're all drug dealers. Yeah. And I think I responded back. I said, "Oh yeah, they're pushing paper because what they do is a litigation copy service. So think about like an upscale Kinko's. So I'm like." All day long, they're pushing paper. Yeah. We're copying paper all day. So you're right. Yeah. But the messages that I've gotten of like, well, did your dad play basketball? Did your dad play football? Like trying to figure out how we have something and it didn't involve drugs and it didn't involve sport.
Yeah, and that's the stereotype that they drop on us. And the reason I'm saying this to you guys is because I want you to understand. Do you know what's such a small percentage of not only black people in general, make it into a professional sport? I mean, it's less than 1%. Same thing with entertainment. Less than 1%. It's a very few. Yeah, it is. Okay, so if you want to accredit all the black people that have a fair lifestyle with being an athlete or an entertainer, you just lost. But that's why I'm here, so that you're not lost. All I was a hard-working man who decided to stop playing at some point and start putting things together that made sense. Getting my kids educated, working hard to get more, promoting myself up, making more money, saving money, making a proper investment. Okay? Nothing criminal about it, nothing new about it. And you gotta understand, I am probably the least affluent of my friends. Ooh. I mean,
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I got friends that.
Dad would.
I have friends that used to have to carry me because I didn't have any money. Yeah. And they've kept on going. Doctors, lawyers, engineers, business people, entrepreneurs. So this whole idea that
in order to make it in our community, you have to be a ball player or a football player or a rapper. It's not true.
That is such a hard field to crack. Yeah. Okay? It's such a hard field to crack.
I think that this next episode, I want us to talk about stereotypes and breaking the stereotypes down. So as soon as I click this little button and we're done, I'm going to put up a speed pipe.
I'm not done.
And
I'm still going.
I know.
But we can't have them stay in the stereotypes.
But I want to do stereotypes next episode. Okay. We're done with this episode.
Are we really?
Yeah.
I was just getting started.
It's been an hour.
Has it really?
It has. And my pain kits and my pain peelers are wearing off and I'm starting to go in different directions.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to get you off the hook this time. But I think the next show, I don't know if the next show.
What do you want to talk about?
No. I'm fine with stereotypes.
What do you want to talk
about? But I still want people to understand how we got to where we are.
Well, we can start with how we got to where we are and then end with stereotypes. Okay. Because today we had to talk about bike, we had to talk about the trip. Right, we had to talk about other things first. So next time.
So next time we go right into it.
We'll go right into
straight hour and a half. Ooh. 2 hours.
Oh my God.
I talk 2 hours.
Help me. You guys have to understand, this might be new to y'all, but when I tell you my dad has talked my head off into a million directions, but it's all good.
Okay, so I'm just going to say one thing. Okay. For any of you that are interested in going this journey with us, learning a bit more about Black history, what I'm going to do is conceptually kind of give you ideas of what has happened in our... I'm going to share one thing. I just want to share one other thing. Okay. Back in slavery, I was trying to find the name of this revolt or rebellion. I can't find it. You know, there was a time when indentured servants and slaves, it wasn't the same type of slavery, actually worked side by side. The blacks, whites, they lived together. They interracial marriage was not a problem. They ate together. They laughed together. Da 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 da. And then what happened was there was a white guy, and I can't remember his name. I'm gonna try to find it. He said, "I'm tired of this. They're working us too hard. They're underpaying us. Let's revolt. Let's rebel." And they did. And what happened after that is the overseers, the plantation owners, then said, "Oh, we have to devise. We can't handle this because there's too many of them." Mm-hmm. That's when they started this caste system. That's when race came into play. Mm-hmm. Race didn't used to be black and white. It was kind of invented around the 17. I'm not going to quite go through here, but that's when they started dividing us by color. Mm-hmm. And they told the white people, said, "You're going to be the overseers. You're not quite white like us, the owners, but you're closer. So you're going to be the overseers of the black people." And that's because they needed some kind of way to quell the numbers down. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how racism started in our country, in the United States, with that division. Because we used to be like this. Everybody was cool. You know, then they got into real heavy-duty slavery. And then, whip your ass, whip your ass.
Okay. Okay, guys, I promise. I'm looking at my computer right now. I'm staring at it. I'm going to put up a speak pipe tonight. Let's go over stereotypes or go over anything that we've talked about already on this episode. If you have questions, comments, concerns, let's get them out on speak pipe. We'll place them next week. Or DM my dad, DM Unfiltered Kitchen. I'm kind of down the next few days, so I'll be on my phone and stuff. And as always, I just hope everyone has a really good and blessed week.
When they did Unfiltered Kitchen, do I see that?
I don't know. Is it logged on your phone?
I don't think so. Can you log it on my phone?
Yeah, I can log it on your phone. All right. And don't forget to follow us on Unfiltered Kitchen on Instagram and on YouTube. And don't forget to check out our episode on Bite Originals. Please, please, please continue to like, comment, and share those.
Get ready for the quiz on... What's your place? Think Loud Crew. Oh, I'm gonna name some people. I want you guys shouting out the answers.
Oh, I'm about to go find my black flashcards that I have somewhere in this house.
All right, bye guys.